Who's ready for another racing mower update? There's a little bit more complete picture for you on the racing mower. I was able to put the dashboard on, so yeah, that's a little bit more what it'll look like. But well, since the first clip of this video, I've changed my mind a whole bunch on where I want this racing mower to go. I think I had said in the first part of the video that I wanted to just make this go semi-fast on what I had here. Well, I've changed my mind, and I decided why not just start to have an actual build. So what we're going to do is take this transaxle back out of here. Not now, but this is what's going to be happening with this. I've ordered $100 worth of rear end parts from BMI Carts. They should be here next week. We're going to take the brackets, the hangers, the bearing hangers that I ordered, and the bearings. And we're going to either drill, like bolt mount them onto the frame here somewhere, or I might weld them. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. And we're going to get the rear axle where I like, so it's sitting on the rear end here somewhere. We're going to have to take these plates off here so that I can lower the frame down, because right now it's still sitting about a foot off the ground. I'd like to get that down at least another 3 or 4 inches. So basically, we're going to see where that leads us. And then we're going to put a sprocket on here, and I'm going to put like a 7-inch disc brake, and I ordered wheels for it. The shaft is going to be a 1-inch steel shaft, 40 inches, 1/4-inch keyway. I ordered rims that are 6-inch rims with 1/4-inch keyways, 1-inch shafts. I have axle nuts coming, and I've got to order some lock collars still too. But we're going to be putting a live rear axle on this thing. Then I'm going to be putting the engine in here. I'm going to be trying to find, if you guys have a lead on one of these, or can find me one for cheap. I'm looking for cheap but working here. A Peerless, I believe it's a 502 or a 503, which is from those rear engine riders. I think they're like a 3-speed with reverse. It's got the pulley on top and the sprocket on the side. We're going to mount one of those about here, or maybe even closer up to the engine up here. Then we're going to run a chain back to this live rear axle. And I'd like to, so I don't have a clutch on the engine, so I don't have a manual clutch. I'd like to not have a manual clutch. I'm going to try to find a centrifugal clutch that has a 1-inch inner diameter and a 1/4-inch keyway to put on the shaft of the 19-horse opposed twin that's going in here. Now, yes, I have looked on BMI Carts at centrifugal clutches, and I'm looking for a belt clutch too, one that has a belt sprocket on it for a 1/2-inch V. I have looked on there. They have one that's a 3.5-inch, I believe, racing heavy-duty clutch. $75, which is a little bit pricey. I mean, that's like basically my budget for this build for 1 month. That's about what I can do a little bit more. I would be able to do a little bit more, but some of my YouTube budget goes to my cell phone bill and other expenses that I have that I can't cover with my regular job. So I can't spend all of my YouTube earnings on this thing every month. Basically, I don't even usually have 75 to spend, but basically, I was going to get that because it would go on the engine, but it's only rated for 13 horsepower engines, which would mean that the 19 horse would burn it out real quick. So that's the problem there with that. Well, what I want to do is to constantly have belt tension from the centrifugal clutch to the top pulley on that transaxle whenever I find it. And then all you do is just select your gear and feather the throttle, and you could go. Or you could, to shift, you just let off the gas, the centrifugal clutch would disengage, and you could shift the transaxle. That's how I wanted to have it done. So a little bit more like a snowmobile setup, kind of, except that you would actually have gears. So what I'm looking for is maybe a 3-speed transaxle with reverse. If you can find one with more speeds in it, that's fine, but it's got to be one of the small ones, so that it can kind of go in this area here. I can build brackets for it to mount it on. we've got to throw that in there somehow. I'm going to have a belt, and I would like a centrifugal clutch. I don't have the money to spend on a CVT, like a Comet belt drive or anything. I don't have that money, and I really just kind of wanted to run a simpler setup than that. But because it would be also hanging upside down too. I wanted to do that, and then from the transaxle, this belt drive, then we'd have a chain coming down to a sprocket here. We could keep the gear ratio 1-to-1 up here, and then we could change how fast we want that rear axle going based on what sprockets I put on there. So that's what I want to do with this thing. I've got those parts coming for it. Then we're going to have to figure out the steering first. I'm more concerned about figuring out my steering and how my steering is going to work over how the transaxle and everything's going to work, because I think once I have all the parts that I need, it'll be pretty straightforward on how to mount the transaxle in there and how to, you know, hook up the clutch and everything. That'll be pretty straightforward. I don't really mind keeping a steering wheel on here, but I would kind of like it maybe to have a little bit more, have it a little bit more of a 1-to-1 ratio, you know, so that it doesn't turn quite so many times to make a full lock on the steering. So we're going to have to do something up here. I'm definitely going to put brass bushings in all the bushings here to tighten it up. We'll be using these same stock 6-inch rims and getting tires for it, probably, unless we can do something with bearing wheels on this. The only thing is I do have 2 bearing wheels right here. These 2 wheels back here do have bearings in them. They are Toro wheel horse wheels, front wheels, and they both have pressed-in bearings. So we could just use these ones, I think, if we threaded the shaft and just put a nut on there and use them, because I want those wheels tight on there, no play. So I think probably next thing after I have the rear axle is figuring out the steering so that I can get a working, rolling, and steering chassis, and then we can start putting in the engine and stuff. So I've got a little bit of time to play with, you know, for the engine and the transaxle. But if you guys can start working on either finding me a transaxle for a good price and finding me a clutch that will be rated for a 19 horsepower engine, that's a belt drive clutch, that would be really, really helpful. I'll even consider buying them off you if you have them for a good price. If you have any other ideas about how else I should do it, I'll hear them and I'll think about them. We'll see what happens. As far as lowering this front axle, I'm not even too worried about that. I think I can work it out pretty well. But this will be a cool build. I'm really excited for this. It's really starting to take shape, especially now that I started ordering stuff from BMI, and I'm really excited to get the rear axle parts in here and start building this thing. So it's getting a little bit cold out. It's only about I don't know, 45, 50 out today, if that. It's probably more like 45, and it's windy. The leaves are falling down now. All my work area out here is getting covered up with leaves. You can see how dark the sky is getting. It's just like random stormy weather, and I think we're going to have to start moving the projects inside, not into the garage in here, because number one, I don't have any heat, and number two, I don't have any electricity down here anymore. I think the circuit breaker blew or something, but I don't have electricity down here anymore. So we're going to have to start moving some of my tools and stuff down into the down cellar basement and get that cleared out so I can start working on this thing, because I don't really want to be welding and putting the rear axle in here when it's 45 degrees out next week. Not really fun to me. But anyway, so we're going to have to pull this transaxle back out. We'll throw in the new axle next week, hopefully, so we can get it updated up in a couple weeks. Also considering starting a PayPal account for donations for this project, because I can tell this is going to cost a lot of money if I want to really build this right and build it good. I hate asking people for money, but I don't make a lot on YouTube. I am growing, and that's great, but I am thinking about setting up a PayPal account for donations for my channel and for builds. If you don't want to donate, that's fine. I completely understand. I don't like soliciting money from people. I hate it. I like to pay for things myself. This is just one of the things that, you know, if the more money I get, the better parts and the faster I can get this done and everything. And, you know, the more builds I can start. So If you don't want to donate, that's fine. I'm not going to like tell you you can't watch my videos anymore. I'm not that kind of person. I love the response that I'm getting from you guys and the whole community here with Redneck Computer Geek and Mud King and Fearless Front and a whole bunch of other you guys. Crazy for Wheel Horses. I got Doug Fackler. Let's see. We've got from Facebook group. We've got Brent Underwood and Zach Miller. Trying to think of some other YouTubers that we've got. Who are some of my other YouTubers? I know we've got some more out there that always comment on my videos. You know who you are. Oh, we got T-Man's Carts too. But you know who you are. If I didn't name you, I'm sorry. I need to go look at my YouTube comments page again. But I do acknowledge all you guys. I recognize the ones that comment every week, and it's great. So thanks for the support. Let me know what you think about the build, and if you guys can start finding me some of those parts like the clutch and the transaxle, let me know. Thanks. You have a great day. I also want to do a shout out to Josh Blair on Facebook. He kind of hooked me up with my Peerless 700. You might have noticed in the video I was still asking for people to look for a Peerless 700 for me. Well, I put something out on Facebook this afternoon on the main Mud Wars group, and Josh Blair called me and said that he had one for $30. He said he's never shipped anything before. I kind of told him how to do it on UPS, so hopefully he can get that out to me soon so I can send him his check. Hopefully it's all in working order and everything. I think he said it was out of a... I'm trying to think. He said it was painted yellow, so whatever... It's not a Cub Cadet, but it was out of some other, tractor. Anyway, but I just wanted to thank him for that. Finding me the transaxle so quick, and hopefully everything goes well with that. I can throw it in the tractor soon. We can get the clutch found for the engine. I'm still looking for the clutch. If you guys have any ideas or little lines to give me for info on that, that would be great. Yeah, again, just thanks to Josh. He contacted me maybe 4 months ago, and we've kind of kept in contact since. He sends me pictures of his truck, and we just kind of keep in contact, Yeah, just check him out on Facebook, friend him. He also has a YouTube channel. I forget what it's called right now, he doesn't have many videos up there right now. He's going to try to start getting some more videos up there, get some content out there, and kind of join the Off-Road Mower YouTube community, which would be great. So, but again, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for all the support. It's much appreciated, and I'll see you in the next video.